whoa. No.
What's that? You grab the tape so the ambulance can get out and flip it up.
All right, ma'am. We need to secure these people here.
Hey, bud, now with this left up, we gotta get you guys out of here so we can secure your scene, okay? We gotta collect some evidence. I know what the hell's going on.
Ma'am, you gotta come on here with us, okay? Come on out here with me. All right. Yep, I know.
23-year-old Tyrone Hassel III was born on August 23, 1995, in Benton Harbor, Michigan. His parents, LaShonda Jones and Tyrone Hassel Jr., divorced, but he maintained a happy and stable relationship with both of them. Tyrone was an outstanding student in school, as his academic excellence was recognized by the Horatio Alger Association of Distinguished Americans, which rewarded him and a few other seniors with a college scholarship. He then received his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering at Grand Valley State University. Aside from school, he was also quite athletic and became a member of the marching band and Kappa League. Despite coming from a rough neighborhood, he was persistent for a better future, and in 2015 made the choice to enlist in the U.S. Army. He continued to earn several awards such as the Army Achievement Medal and German Army Proficiency Badge, and was promoted to sergeant in 2017. It was also through the Army that he met the love of his life, 22-year-old Kamaya Martin. The two first met in 2015, and after spending 2 years together in Fort Stewart and overseas, their relationship quickly became serious. On May 17, 2017, Tyrone and Kamaya locked in as husband and wife. Soon after, they welcomed a son into their lives, Tyrone Hassel IV. Eventually, the baby stayed with his family back in Michigan, and Tyrone would frequently FaceTime with him. Tyrone was admired by many who appreciated his warm-hearted nature and passion to lend a helping hand. In his downtime, he loved spending quality time with his family and enjoyed playing basketball, baseball, and pool. He was a stand-up son and father, and his family could not wait for his return home. Near the end of 2018, the couple went to Benton Harbor to stay with Tyrone's family for the holidays. His father decided to host them to make up for all the lost time. On the night of New Year's Eve, Tyrone's parents stepped out of the house to attend a party. Around 11 p.m., Tyrone returned to the house to bring Kamaya a plate of food while she cared for their baby. However, what Kamaya heard next sent severe panic through her body. Gunfire right outside the home. Kamaya looked outside to a horrifying scene. The lifeless body of her husband lying in the driveway. He had just returned home. Overcome with panic, she phoned the police, urgently pleading, "I need help. My husband was shot. I need help." She told operators that he was unresponsive and riddled with bullets, her voice trembling with distress. Police arrived shortly after and found Tyrone's heavily injured body with a trail of blood. He was shot multiple times with bullet wounds on his head, neck, and torso. Tyrone headed into the ambulance for emergency surgery, but unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries and passed away. He was pronounced dead at just 23 years old, and an investigation was launched. The police activated the homicide task as a shocked community struggled to comprehend how something so violent could happen in such a safe neighborhood. For a long while, he was not living in Benton Harbor, nor was he involved in any activities or with people that would put him at risk. Hours later, another shooting took place just 2 miles away. Detectives moved quickly to determine whether the shootings were related, but soon learned that the shooting was a result of an argument gone wrong. With no obvious motive, police were considering the possibility that Tyrone was a victim of mistaken identity. They learned that his stepbrother had been involved in some illegal activities, which could have been a motive. His brother was questioned, but they quickly realized it was just another dead end. It seemed the case was going to prove difficult to solve, and so it went cold for a few more days. However, it warmed up again when they received an anonymous tip from a woman out in Georgia. This woman spoke with the police and stated that her son was on the same army base as the couple. She specifically advised them to look into Kamaya, as she was having an affair which could have led to Tyrone losing his life. That same day, 2 other soldiers came forward to the Army's Criminal Investigation Division and said they believe a fellow soldier could have been responsible for his murder, 24-year-old Jeremy Cuellar. The two were frequently seen together by other soldiers while deployed in South Korea between February and October 2018. Jeremy's friend said he grew an obsession with Kamaya and would often express that he wanted her all to himself. But Jeremy, too, was married. The most incriminating piece of information was another soldier recounting that Jeremy had confessed on January 8th that he was the one who shot Tyrone. With all the testimonies gathered, police obtained an arrest warrant for Jeremy Cuellar. At first, Jeremy refused to talk to authorities. Once they got a search warrant for his home, the police located damning evidence. They found 2 pistols that had been purchased in October and December that year. They also found a hoodie, gun magazine, and receipts for a GPS device from Walmart. The GPS struck them as odd, as most people relied on their cell phones to find directions. One of the guns found later matched the caliber and shell casings used to kill Tyrone. 11 days after the crime, police arrested Jeremy. They concluded that he staked out the Hassel home before shooting Tyrone multiple times and driving off. Next, they looked into his wife, Kamaya. When Kamaya was brought in for questioning, she repeatedly said she had no idea who would target her husband. She was also asked if he had life insurance, to which she mentioned she'd received $400,000 from the Army after his death. However, when she was brought in for questioning again, she continued to deny any involvement with Jeremy when confronted with the knowledge. They asked if she'd be willing to take a polygraph test, and she agreed, and failed. When she was interviewed for a final time, she finally confessed to the truth. Eventually, she admitted to the police that she was having an affair with Jeremy. She also shared that her marriage had not been as happy as it seemed from the outside. She said Tyrone was a good man, but was not giving her the love and attention she needed since the birth of their son, which led her to Jeremy. Kamaya also mentioned that while she shared a bed with Jeremy in Korea, he briefly discussed the possibility of killing Tyrone. All 3 were on leave for the holidays. She also said that Jeremy traveled to Michigan multiple times between December 19th and the 31st. She had kept him up to date on Tyrone's whereabouts. She knew all along who killed Tyrone and that the motive was his $400,000 life insurance policy. She then signed a police document admitting to plotting to kill her husband and was arrested on January 12, 2019, the day after Jeremy's arrest and the day of Tyrone's funeral. Both were charged with premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit murder, and Jeremy had an additional charge of felony firearm. Kamaya's defense filed a motion to have her confession thrown out on the grounds that it was coerced. However, Kamaya called her mother while arrested, and this call was recorded. In this call, she admitted to planning the murder with Jeremy while they were in Korea. Snapchat data on Jeremy's phone show that the two have been communicating about the murder plan for over 6 months. Evidence also showed Kamaya pushing Jeremy to commit the crime on the night of the murder, insisting that he carry it out when Tyrone returned home to give her the food. Despite her multiple attempts to push the blame completely on Jeremy, Kamaya Hassel was found guilty on July 18, 2019, of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. She tried to appeal for a new trial, claiming she was a victim of battered woman syndrome, but the court denied her appeal. Tyrone's mother said to Kamaya in court, "I want you to spend every day suffering behind bars for the rest of your life, and I hope every time you close your eyes, my son taps you on the shoulders and smiles."
In count 1, the verdict.
Guilty of first degree premeditated murder as aider or abettor.
Thank you. And as to count 2?
Guilty of conspiracy to commit first degree premeditated murder.
All right, thank you.
Following the verdict in Kamaya's case, Jeremy accepted a plea deal where he agreed to plead guilty to second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 65 to 90 years in prison. Throughout the trial, Jeremy showed remorse, stating that he was played by Kamaya. He addressed Tyrone's father and apologized for his evil crime on New Year's Eve. He tried to withdraw his guilty plea in 2020, but it was denied. Jeremy is currently serving his sentence with his earliest release date set for January 9th of 2084. He would be 90 years old. While in jail, Jeremy told Tyrone's father that he was planning to divorce his wife after he fell in love with Kamaya while stationed together. He said, "I was all over the place. For some reason, I thought Kamaya was my life." He even adored her child with Tyrone and nicknamed their baby Chunk. However, Kamaya told investigators that he didn't care about her or her son.
Man, well, you couldn't see the trial because you wasn't there. But even on one of her videos, she was like, "He don't give a fuck about me. He told on me, or he got me involved, and he don't care about me and Chunk." She didn't care about you, bro. Honestly,
Who's she saying that about?
she was talking to the police, and she was talking about you like you don't care about her and Chunk because you wouldn't have got her involved.
Hey, what the fuck? She said for real?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wow.
It's all messed up, and I wish it could have went another way, but you know what I mean. And you and honestly, man, you seem like a good guy, for real. I mean, you said you just sit up here and said you deprived Chunk of his mama and his father. So to me, man, really, man, you seem like a good dude.
I'm listening.
Though the father believes Jeremy seemed like a good guy, he asked,
After all that, you thought that y'all can live happily ever after that.
As Tyrone's father and stepmother now raise their son, they are constantly reminded of Tyrone's short-lived life. One day they'll have to explain to baby Tyrone that his own mother was responsible for the death of his father. To his grandson, Tyrone's father said, "I would like for him to know that his father was a good man and loved him very dearly." May Tyrone rest easy in paradise and his family find solace in healing. And thank you all for watching.